Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comedian, and we have a recap of Vanderpump Rules' third part of the reunion, which aired last night. This was supposed to be the concluding episode of Vanderpump, but next week we'll have even more. The episode went as expected, of course. We just had everyone essentially yelling at Tom Sandoval and Raquel Leviss, and then at the very end, once they wrapped the reunion, they had this post-reunion conversation, the final 5 minutes with Raquel, essentially where she said, "I'm done lying. Tom Sandoval's going to kill me." Of course, we believe she means metaphorically. He was the only ally she had, and then maybe she burnt the bridges there. But was that a good thing? It's really up to you guys to decide. We're going to get into all of this right now. It was wild. I'd love to hear your comments. I watched this last night at a Vanderpump Rules watch party. As you know, I'm staying in New York City here, and there was this watch party here in the East Village here, and it was just wild. I mean, the scene was crazy. During the commercial breaks, people were going nuts, but I just wanted to show you the response. Look at everyone. People had their jaws on the ground. Watch this. Right there. I think everyone, it was like my wife over here, with their jaw on the ground, watching this play out. The culminating reunion of a wild end to a season. And we have to remember, this season was over. The season was done filming. The big thing was that Tom Schwartz made out with Raquel and that Katie Maloney was upset. That was the big deal, right? Well, so much, of course, has happened since then. Lala weighed in on the Vanderpump Rules reunion bombshell. So Lala and James probably went harder on Raquel and Tom Sandoval than anybody. And here's what she had to say after seeing Raquel sort of throw Tom Sandoval under the bus. She said, "I was so confused," she told Andy Cohen on her Wednesday night appearance on Watch What Happens Live, saying she was still trying to wrap her head around Raquel going from a lost soul to full breakdown, like I've been trying to protect Tom. It's like taking a hit of acid. The Give Them Lala podcast host added that she does feel better about Raquel after watching her final confessions. Raquel Leviss needs a lot of work done, Lala acknowledged. I don't know if reality TV is the best place for that. Now, my general opinions of this is that what Raquel and Tom Sandoval did was very bad, and at the same time, the human inside of me feels bad for Raquel, and to an extent, I feel bad for Tom Sandoval. And I know that's a lot for people to wrap their head around, because I also feel bad for Ariana, and I feel bad, I just generally feel bad. Maybe that's because I was raised Catholic. I feel bad all the time. But my point being is that it wasn't a fair one-on-one conversation. It was a group of people pointing their fingers and throwing, words at Raquel and Tom. And you might say they deserve that. I just don't know if that's productive. That's me. So a lot of people said, does anyone have any friends that are apologists that feel bad? And it's like, kind of. And I actually spoke to some therapists that follow our channel, and they agreed. They were like, yeah, it was too much. It was too much. And as I watched that, and you can really see how the group think works, when we watched this live at the bar, the whole bar, rightfully was cheering on Ariana. I think you can cheer on Ariana, but at the same time, I just see Raquel, and people say, well, she's a fully adult human. She's 28. Well, no one's here to say that when you're an adult, you just, relieve yourself of all the messes in life. So here's what she had to say, right? Vanderpump Reunion Part 3 bombshell revealed Raquel wanted to become a throuple with Sandoval, Ariana, and Timeline Confession. So, yeah, it really became this wild thing where you get to see some of the fan fiction going on in Raquel's head. When she was cheating with Tom Sandoval, it really does seem like she thought there was a way out of this mess. It reminds me of like Bernie Madoff, the Ponzi scheme guy. It's like, at what point while you were committing all these crimes did you think you were going to get out of it? Did you see light at the end of the tunnel? Is that your own delusion there? She said, I think it's important to me to tell the truth. So Raquel held on to the lie as long as possible. And some people are wondering, why did she finally decide to tell the truth 6 days later? It could have been because of therapy. It could be, it's like a 12-step thing, right? You need to make amends. I think it's important to me to tell the truth. I think that I've been lying and being so deceitful this entire time that I don't want to lie anymore. And it's all out there anyway. Like the worst is out, yet I'm still finding myself having to lie about specific timeline things, Raquel told producers during her final interview of the season. Tom Sandoval feels like it would be less hurtful to say that, this wasn't going on for so long, but the second time was actually during Mexico at Sheena and Brock's August 2022 wedding. And of course, that was when Raquel also made out with Schwartz. So I had a long walk home after this and had a discussion with my wife, and you really do wonder when you get hung up on certain aspects of the lie, and you go, well, honestly, was it really that? It's not that it wasn't a big deal. It was a tragic. It was a very big deal. But you start to go, why lie about this specific thing and not that specific thing? And it might just be like Sandoval's attempt to control whatever he can. He's like, look, she already knows I cheated, but she doesn't know how bad I cheated. So let's pretend this part didn't happen, and let's pretend that part didn't happen. Now Tom Sandoval, by some, is being accused of grooming Raquel. Like, she's almost nervous. Like, she's got to please Tom Sandoval. In a way, when it comes to the hierarchy of the show, Raquel is more expendable than Tom Sandoval. My guess for next season is that Tom Sandoval is back and Raquel isn't. Although after this bombshell, it very well could be that they just scrap Sandoval altogether. I still think there's a story there to tell, even if it's a very dramatic one. I mean, it's like, look, he's at the center, his own doing, of the most dramatic reality TV story time a story of all time. I mean, right? I mean, isn't this a top reality moment of all time? They're just going to let him walk. And now, obviously, this is going to piss a lot of people off, and it'll have to be filmed in a way that's respectful to the rest of the cast. But either way, I'd love to know what you guys think. Should Tom Sandoval come back? Will Raquel come back? The former beauty queen, and we say that lightly, nothing to do with her appearance, just, what the hell's a beauty queen anyway? It's like a pay-to-play pageant contest. I'm Miss, I struggle to think of a thing to call it without sounding condescending. All right, let's move on. The former beauty queen revealed that the twosome were intimate after she found Tom Sandoval drunk and trying to find his room in the hallway of the hotel, and that the pair had sex multiple times while in Cancun. Yeah, look, I mean, to me, it's like, I don't know. I'm a little younger than Sandoval, but who's getting that drunk anymore? Who can wake up the next day after getting that drunk where you can't even find your hotel room? Later in the interview, Raquel also shared that she initially suggested she and the TomTom co-founder and Ariana become a throuple. She didn't use the word throuple, I don't believe, but of course that was the implication. I love Ariana as a person, and I'm in love with Tom Sandoval, so it didn't seem that far-fetched of that idea, but it was not something in question. He's going to kill me. I just hate lying so much. And of course, I don't know if maybe Raquel thought she could become a throuple because if we knew that Lala went down on Ariana, which, by the way, I need to know more about that story. I'm a little late to the party here. Was Tom Sandoval accusing that of being cheating? I mean, obviously he was there and it was happening. Very strange, folks. For my very boring life out here, I'm watching this going, this is happening miles away from where I live, and boy, could it not be farther from my reality. Raquel explained that she was hesitant to be completely honest about her relationship with Sandoval because he's my one person that I do have, and if I just went and betrayed him, then I'd really have nobody. She further admits that she has met his parents and joined him on a trip to St. Louis. Yeah, so she says she had never been to St. Louis. Then they just show her a photo in St. Louis. They're like, that's the Golden Arch. You're in St. Louis. You're at a Cardinals game. You know what I mean? The reunion was filmed in March, weeks after Ariana learned that Raquel had an affair with Sandoval. All right, so we talked about all of that. The timeline is the big concern here, and the bigger issue is sometimes trying to hide a secret becomes a bigger story than the actual secret. So the secret here that they had sex more than once, it was kind of like, duh, everyone knew. Also, the mention from Raquel that she had sex with Tom Sandoval in his home while Ariana was at home for a funeral. That's just another blow. So we can understand why Sandoval didn't want this to come out, but at a point, look, Raquel's had her life ultimately destroyed, and it's her own making. But at the same time, when your life's destroyed, what do they say? If you hit rock bottom, stop digging. I love that saying. But there she is at rock bottom saying, I got more stuff to tell. I'll be the snitch. No hate there. I think while the truth, you want to do it the first time, better late than never is what I say. And I'd love to know what you guys say. Now, not everybody is on Team Ariana. A lot of people think Ariana has kind of like used this whole breakup, and I don't fit into this camp, so don't crucify me for this. But a lot of people think she fits into the sort of take advantage of this and this is what's going to happen. If you're going to break up with someone and have the ability to monetize it. But some people say, well, she didn't even like him. She was part of cheating with him before, when he was still with Kristen and all these things. Clearly, look, no one's saying Ariana doesn't have her own issues to work on. I hope she does. I hope that the fame and love that she's getting doesn't mask whatever issues she needs to work on. We all need to work on issues. They're all very different. In the end, she was still the victim of cheating, and that for sure is something I think we can all agree on. So she comes out with this T-shirt. What happened? Probably the biggest blow from Sandoval that if anyone was on his side by the end of this, they weren't. He was responding. They said, who he did sleep with after him and Raquel started sleeping together, and then that was Ariana, and she said, me. He slept with me after he slept with Raquel. And then Tom responded, she kept her T-shirt on. It was really hot. And he said that in a very sarcastic way, like, oh, wow, great. My girlfriend slept with me, but she kept her T-shirt on. Hot, cool. And then Lala called him an effing D word. Ariana took to Instagram in real time to drop a shirt that reads, F me in this T-shirt. So now Ariana has a T-shirt. And here's the deal. It's like, look, they are just ready to go with the merch. And from a business aspect, I hope we're studying this in school. This is so genius. Now, but it's going to lead to some people thinking Ariana's profiting off of it, which she is. And I think that's okay. I'm a big free capitalist person. He said that she banged him in a T-shirt. And so Ariana's like, you know what? It's a great time to be alive. It's 2023. Cue the national anthem. F me in this T-shirt is now for sale. And she's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. $34.99. I'd love to know what you guys thought about this reunion. If you want more content, I'm in New York City this week, right? And I got stand-up comedy shows tonight. I'm at Greenwich Village Comedy Club at 7:30. Go to my Instagram for details. And then tomorrow night, I have an 8 p.m. show at the Comedy Shop in Greenwich Village. And then at 10 p.m., I'm at West Side in the Upper West Side. So plenty of places to see me while I'm still in town. But my wife and I yesterday went out in New York City. It was deemed the worst air in New York City ever. And I'm assuming this means even with 9/11, which was wild. So we had our masks on. But I was doing a camera test with my new camera. And if you want to check this out, it's just a 5-minute clip of us having a conversation with our lav mics on. Here's a quick clip.
We're instant crackheads, but now it's pretty cool.
So anyway, there we are. It was a camera test because I'm using my new selfie stick, which I have right here, which isn't perfect. And you can see in the camera test, I got some of the equipment was in the shot because it's like you have to shoot it in a way. It's a 360 camera. It's a whole deal. Anyway, if you want to go watch that or just support my channel in general, maybe you're new to us, just go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. I'll also have more information regarding Vanderpump Rules on today's afternoon podcast. That drops every afternoon. I'll have that up in a couple hours. It's called Bachelor Rush Hour. All right, folks, more content coming your way right after this.